For example, I have been talking with some telco companies, even in Latin America. They are planning to use AI to configure their services and their network automatically.
If the telcos today are having a hard time in monetizing their infrastructure because the bigger consumers of data and bandwidth are creating their own capacities, to call it in that way, what is left for telecom today?
Every year that has passed, we are even more integrated with the daily life of any consumer. If you think of, you cannot get out from your home without a phone.
So if we go to space, internet, do you see, the space full of satellites, like the big traffic into satellites to provide us the internet? Or will we be able to find another sources to be connected, like in the next 25 years?
We as telco provider are charging for internet service. Mm-hmm. Probably, and sometimes some idea that they start a few years ago was the internet, some ISPs that we are offering the service for free.
Welcome to a new episode of the Tech Foresight podcast, the intersection of innovation, technology, and leadership. My name is Diana Daniels. I am here to host you today with a background in telecommunications, finance, and digital inclusion. In this Tech Foresight podcast, we're not only there to predict the future, we are going to shape it. We're bringing together the sharpest minds in the industry to dissect trends, share breakthroughs, and give you a front row seat in the future as it unfolds. And for that today, we're going to bring you a true expert in the industry of voice and data in the telecommunications in Latin America, Alejandro Silvestre. He's a visionary planner and business development strategist with an incredible track record of success. With a decade of experience in data centers, bandwidth, metro and long-haul dark fiber assets and services in all the Americas and Latin regions, he leads the operation of Telecom Argentina in the United States. And he's also a professor in the Miami-Dade College. Welcome, Alejandro, and thank you for daring to expand the foresight of those in the telecommunications industry today. And thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Diana, for having me in the podcast. It will be a pleasure, and thank you for the introduction and your kind words.
Thank you so much. Ale, with the global internet user base exceeding over 4.5 billion people and ever-increasing demand for high-speed data, telecommunications infrastructure is under significant pressure to evolve. How do you see the industry responding to this surge in demand over the next 5 years, especially with the growing expectations for 5G and beyond?
Well, there will be a difficult, that's not an easy question, Diana. We have two parts over there. One part is the long haul. The long haul, it's been taken care by the content providers, so that's why Meta, Google, all those one are building submarine cable facilities. The telcos are no longer have the capital to invest in that. We are using that capital to reach the customer and to improve the short haul. But even so, it's a ton of capital that the telecommunications companies need to commit to improve the service and augment their services up to 5G. So it's a difficult time for telco communications. If you see in the industry, it's a hard time for everyone.
But as we witness these global rollouts for 5G, and there's expectations that by 2025, we're going to be in the 2.6 billion subscribers. What impact do you foresee in the industry, not only beyond telecom? You already said, that telecom is actually experiencing like a bad moment about it, but what about the other industries? And how might this shape the tech landscape in the next decade?
Well, Diana, it's another hardball question. I believe that we should start with kind of a warming one, but that's just a hard one. But let me try to answer it. I believe that the impact that it will have for the world, especially for Latin America and the third world, it will improve our life of consumers greatly. It will improve productivity. So the impact we will have a better world in 5 years. I hope that the telecommunication carriers can monetize all that, or at least a part of it, and not being leaving behind.
So if the telcos today start having a hard time in monetizing their infrastructure because the bigger consumers of data and bandwidth are creating their own capacities, to call it in that way, what is left for telecom today?
Well, we are trying to find, and that's why if you read the news and hear about the CEOs of all the telecommunications, they are looking at what to do. They are talking about transformation, digital transformation, but so far it's hard to see. What I am seeing in the industry is that everyone is looking at ways from the telecom industry in ways to monetize that, but nobody really knows how. And if you take a look on all the major players in the telecommunication market, there is no one benchmark that you can say, well, I would like that to be like BT is doing, or T-Mobile is doing, or Verizon, or Telefonica, or Vodafone, or Telecom Italia, for example. All of them are having kind of troubles, and they are doing their own transformation. So you don't have to, as telcos, as Latin American telcos, we cannot look up and see we should be doing like they are doing, because there's no examples. We are doing our own way, each of us.
And what about entrepreneurship? Do you believe that this is the right time probably for smaller entrepreneurs that are probably a little bit more agile, that they don't have the pressure of the stock markets, that shares the value, like to innovate and help these telecom companies to succeed?
Definitely. Probably is the time.
And what areas do you see that this could be an interesting opportunity?
Well, I would say if you see some countries in Latin America, Brazil, even some part of Argentina and Peru as well, in Mexico, there are new entrants in the market who are deploying fiber, and even content providers like Google or Meta are trying to reach the customer either by directly deploying fiber or doing any other type of connectivity like mobile service. We are going to have the new entrance of the LEO satellite like Cooper or SpaceX Starlink, so that will have a huge impact in the industry as well.
So if you close your eyes for a second, Alex, how do you imagine the telco company to be in 2040? We are 2024 already, right? And my gosh, it's flying out 2024. So 2040 is basically 13 years from now. How do you see that happening?
Well, first, I believe that we should get rid of the legacy network. And it's something that we are already doing. The telcos, we are getting rid of the expensive to maintenance, the copper lines. So we are trying to get rid of that. And we need to start deploying fibers and deploying 5G and also use partner with the LEOs constellation, the satellite, the direct-to-consumer services. We also should be partnered with them. So we should embrace the competition.
I love this because I see that there's a lot of potential things for innovation. And in one case, for instance, considering the pace at which quantum computing is advancing, we have like AI totally hitting the rock last year. So what do you think that quantum is going to do for the telcos, maybe in the space of data centers in the next 10 years? What is that landscape of telecommunications, particularly in terms of security and data transmission speeds? What do you think?
Well, in AI, for example, I have been talking with some telco companies, even in Latin America. They are planning to use AI to configure their services and their network automatically. So, and that will be a huge impact. One of the biggest problems that we had as a traditional telco provider is that we are a huge corporation. We had thousands of employees to maintain a network that is not longer needing all that people. So you need to have a transformation. It will be hard, but otherwise, if you don't transform, you will sink and disappear. So you have to it's like a dinosaur that we need to evolve, right?
Yeah, it's either you transform or you die. And
exactly.
And I guess that the global economics is, in general terms, there's a big global push towards sustainability as well. And the ICT sector is right now accounting for the 2% of the global emissions, although you said that the global computing actually is about 6%, you know. But what strategies do you believe that are the most effective in reducing the carbon footprint for the telecommunications infrastructure over the next 10 years?
Well, we should use renewable source. Actually, for our data centers in Argentina, starting this year, it's 100% renewable power. And that is a requirement in the industry. Otherwise, customers are not going to use or put their equipment in a data center that is creating contamination, because they don't want to put their name and reputation behind that kind of thing. So we had to transform that.
I see this. And, you know, in an era also where all these issues that are happening, you know, we're having like an increasing cyber threats with cybercrime. Cybercrime actually is projected to reach an astronomical amount of $10.5 trillion annually to 2025, where at least in 1.5 trillion 10 years ago, you know, we were in that. Today we are in 6 trillion, and by 2025 it's going to cost us, you know, 10.5. What advancements do you anticipate for the telecommunications industry to ensure that the privacy and security is for not only the users but also the companies and their own networks? Because also the telecom companies are the ones that are subject for these cyber crimes. What do you believe that is going to happen in the next 10 years?
Well, that's an interesting question, because it's one of the points that is always mentioned in the telcos that is part of the transformation. One of the areas that telcos should invest and should be present is in cybersecurity industry. So all the telcos, if you take a look at the industries, all the telcos are trying to start entering into the industry with competing with other smaller providers that are already there. But it's a thing. It's a business that obviously is booming, and we are needing, and we had the experience. The telcos had the experience to enter that market, but it's a difficult market to enter as well, because there are other smaller providers, more agile ones, who have been working on that for several years already. So
if this is kind of like a breakthrough of opportunities to enter into a new segment, such as you know, the cybersecurity, what does the telecommunications operators need today, especially like let's say the Latin American operators? What would they need to succeed in that sector?
Well, they need the right technology and the right partners over there, and also the key employees and the key people. It's a highly skilled engineers that you need over there, and the problem we are experiencing that is the retention rate as well.
Yeah, I guess that the future of work is always a problem, not only for the smaller but also for the big ones, because you know the new generation is changing dramatically in the way that they also want to do things. And in this case, you know, the future of work has also created new opportunities as well for especially the companies that provide faster, bigger, reliable internet, because most of us today, the guys that are not working from home are working from one place in the planet and so on. So how do you see the future of work becoming an integral part in telecom, and will the telecom companies, what will do different to attack and to retain that market?
Well, we had the 5G. The 5G will be there for you whenever, whatever you are, and in the place where 5G is not reachable, we will come partner with the LEO providers who will be able to direct the connectivity from the sky or from the satellite to you directly. So we will be there always with the consumer.
And what about regulation? What do you think that is going to be the role of regulation for the next years?
Personally, I am not in favor of regulating, because when you regulate something, usually what it's the beneficiaries of regulation is the status quo. There is no ideas coming into the market, so I am not pro regulation, but it's something that we can certainly expect, because the government always the regulators always surprise us. So yes.
All right, so let's gonna go and do this, Alex. I would like you to stand your mindset a little bit, in thinking that we are today is the day of whatever day and month that you want to choose, but in 2050. We are right in 2050, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Let's going to try to answer with one word, yeah? And then let's see what comes out. You accept the challenge?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Fine.
Let's do that. "2050, how do you see global internet?" Is it universal?
Yeah. It's needed like air. Yeah.
I like that. Global internet like air. No cost.
No cost. Yeah.
Love it.
Actually, that's interesting, because when I was thinking about the other day about it, we as telco provider are charging for internet service. Probably, and sometimes, and some idea that they start a few years ago was the internet. Some ISPs that we are offering the service for free, the internet service for free. And if you think about it, and this is why probably Google, other content providers are trying to enter into the connectivity market offering service, is because at some point they will be able to offer internet for free. Why? Because they can monetize from another way. Actually, if you take into account that the internet service is just an utility service.
So in this aspect, then telecommunication services should change their business model too.
Exactly. Yeah. And I believe that we are living, as telco, we are leaving kind of money in the table, trying to charge the consumer for internet. When, for example, companies like Meta are having a much higher ARPU offering their services for free. And they are having a much higher ARPU. And when I say much higher, it's several times higher than charging the people for the internet service.
Love this. So do you think that quantum internet is a reality, or it will still be a dream by 2050?
No, it will be a reality, definitely.
Yeah. How do you see it? What do quantum reality will do?
Well, we'll have much less engineers. We are not going to need engineers to configure a network. The network will be configured itself.
Ciao, routing department. Ciao, NOC operations center.
Exactly.
Ciao, all of those guys. Oh my goodness.
All the especially the high skill work, it's going to disappear. Especially the high skill work.
All right. So artificial intelligence running the show, or just assisting?
The system, definitely. And the show, probably there will be like a staff, that will be a consulting staff with the CEO, with the management. Yeah. So they will consult and they will pitch an ideas to the management. Yeah.
You know that, right, Kurzweil, he has this theory about singularity happening in, I believe that he said in 2047. And singularity, he defines it as the artificial intelligence taking the decisions rather than the humans. So how do you think this really will happen by 2050?
Some decision, yes, it will be taken by the AI. Yeah.
All right. So cybersecurity, final foolproof, yes or no by 2050? What do you think?
No, we haven't invented yet the perfect mousetrap, and we wouldn't be able to overcome the security problems. It's like a mouse, cat mouse
with the cat. It's always finding a hole, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So.
Okay. Sustainability, telecom industry, carbon neutral or carbon negative by 2050? We have time.
No, carbon neutral. Yeah, not carbon negative.
Hopefully.
Yeah, carbon neutral. Yeah, no, carbon neutral. Definitely.
You spoke a little bit about the SpaceX. So how do you feel that in 2050 we'll have like the space-based internet, that it's going to be a game changer, or it's actually a backup plan?
Well, it will be a competition of what we have. It will be another provider. Now we had the 5G providers, the fiber providers, and then we will have the satellite provider. It will be another competition into the market with the different service, but it will be there. It's a new alternative, another alternative.
But somebody said, like, if you drain the oceans, you wouldn't imagine the amount of cables that you will find in the earth and all that stuff. So if we go to space, internet, do you see, the space full of satellites, like the big traffic into satellites to provide us the internet? Or will we be able to find another sources to be connected, like in the next 25 years?
Well, I had never been in space, but they said that already there are a ton of satellites over there.
Lots of junk.
Also junk, exactly. So in 2050, we will have even more. Yeah, we will have even more.
What about teleportation? Teleportation for data transfer. Do you think it's a science fact or science fiction?
Teleportation of?
Data transfer. Somehow transporting data, not necessarily through cables. And no? Too much?
Well, if you think of when you have a big file to transfer to somewhere else, we are having like teletransportation as well. It take you a few seconds or a few minutes to transport, but it will be faster, perhaps immediately at that time, something in an instant. So if you would like to call it teletransportation, yeah, we are going to have huge speed at that time. Yeah, it's some fun.
Okay, 5G, 10G. The 10G networks, revolution or evolution from 5G?
I would say that it's evolution. Always it's evolution. When you're looking from the 9G to 10G, it will be evolution. When you are seeing from 2G to 10G, will be revolution. It's like watching an iPhone 1 versus an iPhone 15. There's a revolution, but iPhone 14 and 15, it's just
evolution.
Evolution.
Getting there little by little then. All right. And then finally, virtual reality, daily life, more virtual or more reality? How do you see the human to be in 2050?
Hopefully, and this is here I'm putting my willingness of how I would like to see things. Hopefully we will have more time to spend with the people that you love at that time. So, and doing things that you love. We will have more available time to travel, to meet friends, to be with friends, with family. I hope that it is that way. And usually, if you see the tendency from the beginning of the war, at the beginning of when the civilization started, even kids, we are working 15 hours every day to get their food. Now, we are working less and less, and we are having a better life. Hopefully, in 25 years from now, will be even better. I will work one hour on a week and enjoy the rest of the week with my family and friends and traveling.
So a bonus question, an extra bonus question, just because I really, as you know, I'm my legacy is in the voice telecommunications. Do you think that voice is going to ever be diminished, disappear? You know, since I've been in telecom, they always say like, no, voice is only 2 more years, and it's still there. So is the voice market ever going to disappear?
Unless human beings evolve without mouth, we are going to talk. Yeah. So no. But it's going to be there.
I mean, because video, look at us today, right? We are here on video. You are in Miami, I'm in Barcelona. So, and we're speaking over video. Will go back ever to just be on the phone?
Yeah, it's quick and dirty, yes. Yeah. And even if you take into account video is like voice with steroids. It's still voice.
Yeah, it's true. Hi, Alex. Well, I love to hear more about what is your vision on the future, and let's consider that, you know, all these rapid technology advances and the societal changes. You know, I would like to see, what do you see the telecommunications industry to be 25 years from now? How do you imagine a daily human interaction, business operations for Argentina, for instance, in LATAM? You know, how is that global connectivity going to be through the telecommunications innovations? How are we doing in telecom in the next 25 years?
We have been saying in the industry, and we have been worried that we are losing our edge. So we are seeing that we don't like to be at the downpipe. But the reality is that we are, as telcos, every year that has passed, we are even more integrated with the daily life of any consumer. If you think of, you cannot get out from your home without the phone. It's something that 20 years ago you don't think about it, and the integration with the daily life of telco providers will be even stronger at that time. Yeah,
I like that.
Daily.
I guess that what it's also give us is an opportunity to understand that a telco provider, if they take the correct path, it should become more than a telco provider. And I'm not sure that is happening.
No, because we are doing it and we are there, but we are leaving other guys to monetize that. That's the problem. Little by little, without thinking about it, we had lost opportunities, a ton of opportunities. And we not lost, but give it away. So that's why.
But isn't it too late?
It's never too late. It's never too late because we are evolving. So there are, we lost those opportunities, but we will have new ones. We will be ready to grasp them. The beauty is that telco providers, not telco providers, because I'm not sure that any telco provider will be there, but the telecommunications and connectivity will be there. Hopefully, as telco providers, we can take more advantage of that, of what we had did in the past.
I love to take that reflection out as our last conversation. Thank you, Alex. It's really amazing to have this conversation with you. It's so light and easy that it's just time flew. Thank you so much for being with us today.
No, thank you, Diana. Thank you, Diana. It has been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure.
For 25 years, I know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We were babies.
You were just a kid when I met
you. Exactly. We
Yeah.
were babies. Well, today that concludes our episode of Tech Foresight podcast. I am Diana Daniel, thanking you for your time and engagement. Our journey through the realms of innovation and technology is ongoing, and your voice is a crucial part of it. So please subscribe, leave us your feedback, and be part of our next exciting episode. Let's keep pushing the boundaries of what we know and venture boldly into what we can imagine. Until next time, stay visionary, stay foresighted. See you soon.